Hey guys, picked up a long box of Silver Age Marvel and I wanted to go through it with you. So stick around and we'll get right to the books. Alright, so a quick story on this. Got a phone call from a woman telling me she had really old Spider-Man, X-Men books, which I get calls like that all the time and they're usually 90s junk. But anyway, you always follow through, right? So I call her back, I meet up, I head to their house, husband and wife. They were the husband's books when he was young. So these are original owners. And he's a little emotionally attached to them. We'll get to that, but he's a little emotionally attached to them. So as I'm looking through and I'm flipping through, he has runs, nice consecutive runs of Amazing Spider-Man, Captain America, Incredible Hulk, X-Men, Tales of Suspense. All right. So I'm figuring too, as I'm flipping through, there's some holes here. Like you're missing random issues. So Amazing Spider-Man 50, not in there. Avengers 57, not in there. Captain America 100, not in there. So I asked him about him. I said, you know, you're missing stuff. There's holes here. And his wife looks at him and he looks at his wife and he shakes his head and his wife says, I told you. So he starts getting into it. Apparently these books were at his mother's house for years and years and years. And his brother and nieces and nephews went through and picked books out. Now you can tell that they didn't know everything because we're going to go through the keys as well as the filler issues here. But they did pick out Amazing Spider-Man 50, First Kingpin, gone. Avengers 57, First Vision, Captain America 100, which is when it switched over to his title. So there are some holes in here. And he was getting a little upset about it. And he said, you know, I also had Amazing Spider-Man #1. And I said, ugh. I showed him the cover because he wasn't sure. Showed him the cover on my phone. He says, yep, I definitely had that. I'm like, well, let's look at this one. I bring up Amazing Spider-Man 50 because that one was missing too. I show him that. Yep, I definitely had that too. So these books were picked through by someone who didn't know what they were doing, because if you know Captain America 100, it says big premiere issue on it. Amazing Spider-Man 50 is just a classic cover. A lot of people have seen that cover. I think if you go into like a Hobby Lobby or one of those kind of places like a Michael's and you go into their little superhero section, you'll see posters of Amazing Spider-Man 50, right? The first Kingpin. So there are some missing issues and you guys will be able to pick up on it as we're going through it. So I make him an offer, and he gets back to me, and 2 weeks later he says, okay, that's fair, let's do it. When I go there to double check that he didn't go through the books, because you always want to double check, I realized really quick he didn't. I said, did you want to look through this again just to double check? He goes, no, I can't even look at them. So I don't know if he was emotionally attached to the books because they were his childhood, and he was telling me all about, you know, the neighbors and him and everybody, his brothers, and everybody was collecting and trading. Or if it was too upsetting for him knowing that his family members went through there and took some big, big books out of there. So, I don't know. So, that's the backstory on this collection before we get into it. And because he seemed to be a little emotionally attached to everything, a lot of these books are going to stay in my personal collection because, you know, there's sentimental value here. And a lot of this stuff I do want. So, I guess... Oh, actually, you know what? I need your guys' help. I'm going to switch up what we're going to do here. So first, we're going to look through today. This is going to be a two-part episode because there's a lot of books here. So what I wanted to go through today was just a few titles. We'll go through the titles really quickly, and then I'll save the keys for the end, and we'll go through some of the keys. I'm going to change the camera angle, and you guys will see, and I need feedback from you in the comments section because I want to know if you like doing it this way. Now, normally I don't go through every single book in the collection, but because this is Silver Age Marvel, these books are awesome. Everything's 12-cent covers. There might be a few 15-centers in there, but mostly 12-cent covers, and I wanted you guys to see everything. This is one long box total. I picked out 6 or 7 of the major titles to go through. Some of the random stuff, like we're not going to go through all the Submariner books that he had in there, just the keys. But we are going to go through, just today, let me see, for this video, I'm going to go through all the Tales of Suspense, Thor, and X-Men books, all right? This is part 1. Part 2, I think, is like Spider-Man, maybe Tales to Astonish, I don't know, other Silver Age Marvel stuff. But again, today, Tales of Suspense, Thor, and X-Men. All right, guys, we're going to start with Tales of Suspense, and as you see, as we're going through this, he's got a really nice run starting at issue 81. 82. 83, 84, 85, 86, 87. This is a really beat up reader's copy, but he has another one, and this is a really nice copy. 88, 89, a lot of staining on this one. 90, a lot of chipping on this one. 91, 92, 93, 95. And that's it for the Tales of Suspense. So this guy collected Thor. That was kind of his favorite title. So there's a bunch. So I actually had to split these in half. But we are going to start at 128. Bad slice up here. So we have 128, 130, 131, 134, 135, 136, 137 is first Ulick, 138, 139, 140, 141, 143, 144, 145, 147, 148, 149. Now let's get that second half of Thor. At 149, here's 151, 152, 153, 154, 155, 156, 157, 158, 159, 160, 161, and Thor King Size number 2. To the X-Men now. 25, 29, 30, 31, 32, a lot of staining, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. As you can see, again, long runs, long consecutive runs this collection came with. 39. Let's check out the second half of the X-Men. All right, we ended with 39. We're starting here with 40. First Frankenstein. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and unfortunately this is really where it ended. 49 and 50 are nice books, but we jump to 53, and then King Size Special 2. This is X-Men Annual 2. So that's where that ends. All right, guys, let's go through the keys now for the titles we just went through, as well as a few other titles. First up is Tales of Suspense 94. This is the first appearance of MODOK. A little bit of speculation on this book with the movies. A lot of chipping up here. This is in bad condition. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the top staple is detached right here. And I thought there was something else that was kind of a big deal. But either way, this is a low-grade Tales of Suspense 94 first appearance of MODOK. This is Tales of Suspense 97. First appearance of Whiplash. Again, not in great condition. You can almost see the staples detached. Some damage here. Rusty staple here. I mean, these are some old books and the guy, original owner. So, again, first appearance of Whiplash. This is Tales of Suspense 97. Thor 127. This is just a classic cover that's been swiped numerous times. All right, not a major key issue. It's actually in pretty good condition. I would say it's about a 5 to a 6. All right, even with the spine, you can see a little bit of damage here. Again, this is an old book, Thor 127. Now, Thor 132 goes along with Thor 133. This is the first appearance of Ego. This is the cameo, all right, from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Nice condition, mid-grade, 5 to a 6. And again, for this is a little bit of a lower grade, a little bit of a staple issue right here. This is probably like a 4.0. Not a very expensive book. A lot of damage up here too and some staining. Not a very expensive book, but still, he appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy number 2, volume 2. Thor 150, just another classic cover from Kirby. This is Hela. You got Loki over here. Some staining up top. All right, there's some staining up top. Sorry about the glare. This will definitely be staying in the personal collection. It'll look nice in a Mylar in the cabinet. Captain America 109. Now, I know we didn't go over Captain America books, and there's some more in here we didn't go over, but I wanted to just stick with the major titles and then pick out some keys of the other titles I had. So again, this is Origin of Captain America, a lot of staining up top. Not in great condition, maybe a 4.0 because of all the staining, but a nice key issue. Submariner number 1, that big premiere issue that I was talking about earlier that were taken out. Well, they missed this one. A little bit more staining on the top here. Great book. Another, I don't even know if I would consider this a spec book. With the popularity of Iron Man, this is not Submariner's first appearance. This isn't even his first Silver Age appearance. It's just his first title, first self-titled issue. Prince Namor, the Submariner number 1. One of the keys to come out of the Submariner run here is number 5. This is first appearance of Tiger Shark. Pretty good condition. I want to say this is probably a 6.0, maybe even a 6.5. Bright colors. Awesome cover. Classic cover here, Submariner number 8, Namor and Thing. Not too bad. These black covers are really hard to get in high grade, and there's not a tremendous amount of damage here on the spine. Just a little bit, just a few spine ticks. Overall, the colors are nice. The black on the center, the black all here is really nice on the cover. All right, a little bit of staining on the bottom left here. Not the end of the world, but again, Submariner number 8, just a classic cover. Captain Marvel number 1, not a first appearance, but it is a big premiere issue. All right, not very high grade either, maybe a 4 to a 5. No staining, but just a lot of damage here on the spine. Love this book. First time I've ever found it in the wild as well. This is King Size Hulk number 1, classic Steranko cover. Love it. Jim Steranko is going to be at Terrificon this year, which I will also be at. I may clean and press this myself and get him to sign it and get it graded and keep this one. Not too sure. That's it for the keys. All right, guys, that's it for part 1 of this collection. Part 2 is going to consist of Daredevil, Avengers, and Amazing Spider-Man, as well as the keys from those titles. So everyone, please do me a favor, share the video, like, subscribe, and most importantly, leave a comment. Let me know. I want to hear your feedback. Let me know if you liked this format a little bit better than the previous videos with me actually interacting with the books, pointing out some flaws and discussing them that way. If not, we can go back to the other way. I also thought it was a lot nicer being able to do that instead of just setting the camera up and flipping through a long box. I figured that was kind of boring and you can't see the whole book. So thanks for watching and stick around. Part 2 is coming soon.